Welcome back to Web API Tutorials. I'm Venkat. In this video, let us create common API response in our Web API application. This is our Web API application we have been building. You can see here, this is a student controller. Inside this student controller, we are returning list of students and student like that. So if there is other controller like academic controller, we would be returning academic DTO, list of academics like that, right? So instead of sending these many types of responses, it is better to have a single response type from Web API. Okay, that's the standard. So let's create that standard API response. Let's go to the models, right click. Okay, let me stop it first. Go to the models, right click, add a class. I'll name it as API response. So this is the API response. This will have a different properties. First one is Boolean, bool, and status. So the request status is succeeded or not. And HTTP status code, and the next one is the response. We can use dynamic or object. This is the actual response data. And so it could be list of strings, errors. So that's the common API response. The data will go here. So let me copy that API response. Let's go to students controller. So we can define it here. Private. It's not read only. API response, because we need to modify it. That's why it's not read only. New API response. So we can follow the new syntax. We can remove this. This is the short form newly added in C#. So now we have created the object for this inside the constructor. And let's come here. Let's assign that to the data. Okay, so response.data equal to students data, list of students. Next, response.status equal to true. Response.status code equal to http status code.ok. We can add this in the top. Okay, that's the common response, API response. We are returning this common API response. So let me copy these two lines and here paste it. Dot data and return underscore API response. Let me copy these two lines and come here, paste it, copy this, dot data and return that. Okay, let me copy these three lines And where is the DTO? This one is the DTO. Okay, student got created. We are returning the DTO. Okay. So here we can put DTO. Okay, that's a DTO. And return this response here. And let's go down. Here we are not returning anything, so no content. Let it be. Here also we are not returning anything. Let it be. Here also we are not. Okay, here we are returning true. The data is true and status is true and status code is success, and that's the response we need to return. Now we can run this application. Okay, this one is secure now. Let's go to the login endpoint and try it. Local policy and Venkat password is Venkat123. Execute, and we got the token. Copy, and let's go here. Authorize. BARER space this and remove last one character and authorize. Okay, it's logged in. And now let's go to the students controller and try it out. Execute. You can see here the response is modified. So the status is true. So this is the request status. True means it is succeeded. What is the status code? 200. What is the data? This is the data. Okay. So are there any errors? No errors, null. If the status is false, then we will add the errors. Alright. So this is the right standard format, response format we need to follow in Web API. Okay. Let me call this one. Try it out. Execute. Okay. 5, number 5. Execute. Okay. Here also you can see status is true, status code 200, and this is the data. Okay. So like this, we need to follow the standards. So this is how we can return the standard API response. But in our code, we are missing one thing. Every endpoint should have the try catch block in the controller level. Okay. So let's put the try catch blocks, because we are not catching if something goes wrong, right? So here let's put try. That's the exception EX. And what should we do if it is failed? We should return API response dot errors dot add EX dot message, exception dot message. Okay. Then we need to add underscore API response dot status code equal to 500. Yes, internal server error. Then underscore API response dot status equal to true. Sorry, false. It is failed. Okay, that's the response. Status is false. Okay, so this is the standard we need to follow, and here we can return underscore API response. Okay, so we are getting the error because we need to modify the return types in each endpoint. So what is the return type? API response. Now the error is gone. So we have handled the catch block. Now we need to put the functionality inside the try block. Okay. So we have put the functionality in try block. If something goes wrong, it will goes to the exception block, catch block, and it will return this response. Okay. So now we need to change the return types for every endpoint. So this is a API response, and this one also API response, and this one also API response, and this one doesn't have any return type. This one also doesn't have any return type. This one boolean, that's okay. Here also API response. Yeah. So let's copy the try catch block to every endpoint. So let me put try block and the catch block, paste it. Okay, let's move the functionality true. Okay, let me copy this to every endpoint, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, paste it. Okay, so now we have added try catch. Let's move the functionality to try block. Okay, next this one. All these are the standards we need to follow when we are working in a production application. So why we are getting API response error? Okay, because here it is a action result. Okay, let's come back to that. This one also will fail. Here also, let's move this to try block. Here also, let's move this functionality to try block. Here also, let's move this functionality to try block. Okay, so we have put try and catch blocks in every endpoint, and there are two endpoints showing errors. So this is the one. So this is showing error because the return type is not API response. API response. Now the return type is API response. Here we are returning the data. Here we are returning empty. Okay, that's fine. And here also, let's add the API response. Okay, we have added the API response in all the endpoints. Let us rerun this. Need to log in again. Policy local Venkat 123 execute, and here we got the token. Copy it. Let's go to the students endpoint and bearer, paste the token, authorize, close it, try it out, execute. Yes, here we got the response. This is how we can add the standards to the web API. Okay, let me commit this code. This is what part 79. Commit all, sync it. Okay, you can get this code now. For more videos like this, please like, share and subscribe. If you like this video, YouTube will recommend this video for many people. So please don't forget to like. Thank you.